Welcome back to the channel. So we are not in the shop, which is amazing. So I was up here in the hills the other day with the truck and I came across the vehicle that was stuck in a ravine. Well, it's been abandoned. It's not stuck like it's gonna be ever used again. It's just been abandoned. It's down there. And I was like, hey, let's recover that. Why not? Have some fun. So that's what we're gonna do today. We also have a couple other things we're gonna recover, but let me show you what we got down here. We have that guy, which I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Okay, we have, let me zoom in on him. That guy. Now, the plan is we're gonna go through the ravine out. So the truck is actually down there. We're gonna go through this guy to the vehicle, because trying to go up this guy, like up this hill here, is gonna be crazy hard. Considering the fact that I can't even stand on the hill, like I'm heels in right now, and I cannot even get up this thing. Plan is to clear a little bit of a path out to get down there, which is where the vehicle's at. So nothing too crazy, just a simple little path. So we got the truck right there, and as you come through, you can see we've cut quite the path here. And it leads us to here, which I have obviously not cut through this yet. But look what I found. You can see him over there. That's our guy. So I cleared the rest of the path to the car, and this thing is not going to be easy to get out. Take a look at this. So I'm going to assume it's probably still in gear or in drive, but this front end is in the ground. So I'm thinking if we hook to the frame here, maybe the wheel, dig it out a little bit and pull it over, then I can pick it up. But it's certainly in this mountainside pretty well. So it's been here for a couple years. Also, there's a random helmet. I don't think anyone was ever in this when it went down, although the helmet says otherwise. Also, I'd like to say to the folks who do fire, more specifically hot shots and ground crews out in wildlands firefighting, thank you guys, because this is not easy. And I'm one guy with basically nothing but, I mean, I used a rake for it. It seemed to work, but I know they have more proper tools. But anyway, the moral of the story is that's not easy. That's a lot of work to cut a line, and these folks are cutting lines that are 10 feet wide. I cut a line that's 4 feet wide because for the truck, the exhaust is all that I'm really worried about, and my exhaust is about 2 feet apart from each other from the center, so about a foot each way. So I figured I might run tires on the side of this, but truck's been sitting for a couple hours. It's not hot, so we shouldn't really have any issues, but I figured I'd cut a line just in case, you know. I also have 2 fire extinguishers on board, but I'll tell you what, if this stuff goes, I don't think I'm gonna stop it, so. But yeah, to those wildland firefighters, thank you. Because golly, this is not as easy as it seems. I was struggling for a moment right here. Front end was digging in right here. This stuff is like just powder. Like there's just nothing to it. Just super, super soft. But because the front was digging in here, the truck was trying to go up the wall, but I wanted to go on this side. I wanted to climb a little more of this than I did, but I had to lock the front hubs in. But yeah, the little line that we cut, a little bit small, but I don't see any smoke, so we did good. This thing has obviously been here for a while. It's all shot up. We got Got some Jameson in the brake reservoir. Interesting place for that. Intake is gone. It's a V8. Looks like a... thought it might be an LS or an older one, but maybe not. It's a Suburban though. It's got Suburban wheels on it. At least they look like they're Suburban wheels. Maybe not a Suburban. I don't know. What do you guys think this is in the comments? The front end's currently in the ground and the back end is way up there. So we'll see what this is in a little bit. Assuming the badges, it's probably still on the back, more than likely. We shall see. Comment below what you think this SUV is. So I've done quite a bit of digging, trying to get it out. Still pretty much in there, but it's moving a little bit, but not enough to be proud about. But we were all wondering how much this guy can hold, and I'll just have you know, we're throwing a front tire. So clearly, it'll throw the truck over before the chains will break. We're gonna put that back down, passenger side out. Driver's side out. You saw the truck doing wheelies. The front of the wrecker. So I've dug out quite a bit of this right here, gotten quite a bit of the ground out. I know this tire is free, I know that tire is free, but I've gotten quite of the front bumper out. So I'm curious, I changed my rigging up a little bit. I was pulling from both wheels, but I've now rigged up to pull from the B-pillar and the passenger front wheel. And the idea is to not necessarily roll it over, but just pick this side up out of the hill here. So as you guys can see, that worked out fantastic. Basically rolled the truck almost on its complete side, which you saw on the GoPro there. Got this wheel out of its hole, which was the issue we were having here, is that wheel was just so deep in the ground. But hey, that worked out pretty good. Just rolled it on its side. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it worked, and that's all that matters. Alrighty, so we are all rigged up with the straps. These guys are being held up right there. Not sure if they're going to survive, but we're going to find out. We got no rear wheels, I don't think at all. So it's going to be quite the pull to get this thing out of here. But that's where she ended up right there. It's a hell of a drop. Oh, alright. That rear wheel left the chat. Interesting. So yeah, no rear wheels, but I have got it X-braced because the truck was doing wheelies. So let's see if we can't get this thing out of here. Honest truth, I think it'd be easier to roll it on its lid and use it like a little sled. And that might actually happen, but we gotta at least get to open land first. Folks, I'm mad at myself. I pulled it all the way to the road, no problem. From there, way back in those hills, out to the road, no rear wheels at all. Drug it the whole way. You know what I didn't do? Guess what I did not do? You'll never guess. You'll never guess. I did not turn on the camera while I was filming, pulling the truck out. I filmed all of that. And then I put the camera on the roof, or on the headache rack, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till I leave, because I'm low on battery, to film, so that way I get, you know, just what I need and not what I don't. And then I did all of it, and I didn't do the recording part. So we got it out to the roadside, but I'm fixing to go find something else for you guys so you guys can get a pulling video too. A boat, a Sea-Doo, something, so you guys can see me pull stuff, because it was fun, and I enjoyed it, and no one else got to see it but the few folks that are back there right now. We were basically just to the left, and then in that, and then it rounds back around, and it came off the cliff somewhere like right here, and went down in. Got guys doing airplane tricks over here too. They came over the first time, scared the life out of me because they're super loud, but I didn't know where it was coming from. I thought it was like a razor or something. I didn't know. But they've flown over a couple times, but I was only able to get them just that one time. Super cool. So for punishment on myself for not filming me pull out that car, we're gonna pull out another car, punishing myself, okay? Here's why it's a punishment. This thing has been lit up. I don't know if there's any more left to shoot. I mean, this car has been blasted. You thought Bonnie and Clyde got hit. No, no, no. The frame is completely gone, but we're gonna pull this thing out. I don't even know what this is. It was a truck, obviously it has a truck bed, but we're fixing to pull this guy out. We're just gonna use a chain or a snatch rope and just go for it, but get all this trash out of here. But damn, this thing has been shot up. That first one was, the car was super heavy because there was no rear wheels.
Right, so you're just dragging dead weight.
Dragging dead weight, yeah. Alrighty, good morning folks. It is another beautiful day and we are out here. So there's a couple of things I wanted to get before we finish off this video, and one of those is actually a boat that's sitting out here. People have been shooting it up and whatnot, and that's okay, but it's large and I can move it, so we're gonna do that. Not too bad. We got a pull point right in the front right there, and I know those will hold that guy. But just one more thing that we can get out of here. I left the truck. It's even got an outboard on it, or a prop on it. V8. Not anymore, partner. That's actually a good prop, to be honest with you. Maybe not so good. I mean, good given the circumstances of the boat. Hasn't been shot yet. But I left the truck down there. We're going to use a winch line to pull this thing in because there's probably a ton of glass and metal all throughout this. I really don't want it in my tires. So the GoPro stopped working, which is convenient. So thankfully I realized it. So we're gonna be on the main camera here for a minute. But, show you what we got. Pardon the horrible filming, I can't see anything. So we are back at the truck bed. The other half of the remainder of the truck that we pulled out towards the end of yesterday. What we have here is just to the pindle and then coming across to a J-hook with a soft shackle on it. Nothing crazy, super simple. This guy is rigged up into here and up through that, popping out right there. So I kind of favored this side of it instead of that side because it's gonna sit on the driver's side, I think at least. And if it's sitting on driver's side, that means I can get better footage for you folks. Fun fact, when you wake up in the morning, make sure you grab the right GoPro. I went back home real quick to get some more fuel and to just see what was going on because I wanted to get that truck being pulled out on the like top of the headache rack for you guys because I failed the first time. Successfully failed. Well, we were using GoPro 2 last night or yesterday. I grabbed GoPro 1. GoPro 1 did not charge. So, note to self, charge both GoPros. Look what we found. Another boat, but another truck. So we have a pull point on the front of this guy, which is nice. Those things are super strong. And then we have a truck over here. No rear axle. All right. Interior's been burnt, obviously. Oh wow. Interesting. That's a dually front hub. Like that's for a dual for duals, but there's no duals in the rear. Interesting. Oh yes sir. Take a look at this. We got toe points on the front on both sides. Easy money. So we've got it all rigged up to that guy, and then these guys are going to the tow bar. Usually I like to cross these guys, but it just wouldn't be sufficient with this setup. So we're gonna see if we can't pull this thing out of here. We're going that way. That way would be easier, but there's more crap right here I don't want to touch with the tires of the truck. So yeah, this is a 3/4 ton. This is a big girl. Probably 2,500, maybe a single axle 3,500 maybe. Oh my gosh, I know you guys saw it on the GoPro. We got stuck on this stupid boat and I could not get off of it. But you can see where we hit the boat right here. Not that I'm worried about causing damages or whatnot, but golly, this sucker's heavy. Coming around that first corner right there, my driver's side was in the air. I couldn't keep it down. So this sucker's heavy, and it's also not helping. It's basically anchored in the ground, but we're gonna pull this thing out to the road. We got quite the pull, so I will film this time. Oh, also I had to do some sharp backing up, and I got the truck into the boom here, so we'll have to sand that down and repaint it, but you can't really see it without the light. But yeah, I mean, you guys saw me, I had to jackknife this thing hard to make that turn, because when you're locked in 4-wheel drive, it's not as blissful as you might think. So we got the Dodge out, we got the boat out. That was yesterday's haul right there, plus the bed in the corner over there. But I just broke my link bar again. So take a look at this. Oh my God. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we are back in the shop, folks. We have the wrecker behind us, and the last pull we did, it was actually, I think it was actually a Ford, Dodge or Ford, I'm not sure. The last pull we did was super, super heavy. What you guys couldn't see, so you guys were on the headache rack, doing your thing, watching the back of the truck. What you guys couldn't see was I had like no steering that whole time. The front was super, super light, and in some of those dips, I would hit the dip with the front, and then when it came out of the dip, it would actually come off the ground. So I had no steering for a lot of that. It was really, really hard to keep it on the ground. I had to like let off, and then, which is why you kind of saw the truck jolting at some points, because I had to let off, let the front come back down to steer, to kind of like rearrange, then get back on it, but then it would pull back up, and it would kind of like, it was just a heavy pull, the heaviest thing this truck has pulled, and I'm super proud of it. But in the process of pulling that, we broke some more stuff, which is good. I'm glad we broke it, because in like a week we're going to Hammers, and I would rather know these things now than know them there. So I was 1.5 miles from the house. Hammers is 100 miles away from my house. So let me show you what we broke. I kind of showed you in the last video, but I'll get a little more in detail on it in this one. So what originally threw me off on it was this right here. This is not sitting in its puck. And I was like, what the heck? Why is that not sitting where it's supposed to? Because it's supposed to sit inside of that, and it's not. And then I realized this wheel is pretty far over, and this wheel is in line with the bed, like the bed box, right? So then I was like, wait a minute, why is everything pushed over? Like, what happened? So I checked the link bars, none of them were broke, none of them came loose, and then I realized, which is what you guys already saw, I realized we snapped that guy. So we broke the link bracket on top, completely destroyed that guy. So I'm gonna have to pull this apart, and what we're gonna end up doing is we're going to obviously take this out and fix it, and then we're gonna box this whole thing in, finish welding this little section of the flange, and then box all of this in, because clearly the truck is doing way more damage than we thought it did. Now I'd like to say it drove home fine, staying a little crooked, but it drove home no problems, which is fantastic. But yeah, we got some stuff out. I mean, that was the point. Test the truck, make sure everything's good, bring it to temp, and we did. We got it up to temp. Everything worked out great. So now another aspect, I have no way of getting all that stuff that's on the roadside anywhere else. Like, I can't get it to a dump, I can't get it to nothing else, because the truck that I own doesn't have a truck bed, and it's only used for one thing, which is what you guys just saw. So if anyone has a truck or a trailer or any of that stuff, and you would like to help out, please, by all means. That stuff will probably be sitting there for a little while, so I would love for your assistance. If you need help getting it on, I can even come over there and pick it up with the truck, and set it on your trailer or in the back of your truck or wherever it is. Either way, no big deal. But yeah, the only truck I own is a wrecker, and it's currently broken, but it's also not designed to haul anything but cars. And if they had wheels, I wouldn't have a problem towing them, but they don't have wheels, so, because the dump is like literally 1.5 miles from there. It's like, maybe, no, it's probably like 3 miles from there. So the dump's super close. But yeah, anyone wants to donate their time, donate their resources, I would love that. If not, I'm sure the feds will deal with it. If not, it'll sit there for quite a while. And for whoever knows this area, you will know exactly how that got there, and that was me. But at least it's out of the hills. I did my part. I moved the heavy objects that no one else could move, basically. I mean, you guys can go in there and get the tires, you guys can go in there and get the trash, but the boats, I guess some trucks could pull that out, but those cars really are the hard part. You guys, there's no way. If that full Ford or Dodge was on the ground, you're not pulling that. That's just not happening. Not with a civilian truck at least. Maybe a military truck, but nothing civilian related. Anyways, I'm rambling. You folks have a great time. If you have any resources and you want to use it, give me a call. The number's on the side of the truck. You guys know it. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it was a lot of fun. Totally run a solo on that one, so we learned some things, we broke some stuff, and we made it home safe under its own power, so that's the best part. Have a good night.